Hey guys, today we're going to be going over the Battlefield 6 anti-cheat just because I don't think it has gotten enough coverage post-beta. And if you haven't seen the statistics, EA put them out. And basically, over the weekends, both beta weekends, they had banned a total of 300,000 plus players. I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that they got this number in 2 weekends or the fact that they surpassed Call of Duty's all-time bans, all-time lifetime bans in 2 weekends. It doesn't matter if you still like Call of Duty or not. It doesn't matter if you still play it or not. One thing Call of Duty fans can all agree on is that Activision needs to severely improve their anti-cheat Ricochet. And that's an understatement saying they need to severely improve it. But seeing Battlefield 6 come out and ban 300,000 plus cheaters in 2 weekends puts this to shame. It shows not only is Call of Duty capable, but it shows they haven't taken action all of this time. And in my last commentary, I discussed a point of view that Activision is purposely not taking care of the cheating problem because whenever they send out these ban waves, whether it be on Steam, Battle.net, these players on PC just make a new account, they re-download the game, and when they re-download that game, that's another sale for Activision. That's another $60, $70 going into their pocket. And then when they ban them again, they buy the game again. And believe it or not, there are some mouth breeders out there that are hackers that will buy the game constantly after they get banned. And so, not only has Javelin proven itself to be a functioning, working anti cheat within Battlefield 6, you cannot play Battlefield 6 on your PC without going into your BIOS and enabling Secure Boot. And what Secure Boot is, in simple terms, it just makes it harder for cheaters to run malicious software and cheating software on their computers. And you cannot play Battlefield 6 without physically going into your computer BIOS and enabling Secure Boot. And I'm not making the claim that Secure Boot 100% prevents cheaters from getting into your game. I'm not saying that. If you are somewhat tech savvy, if you are somewhat sophisticated, you can easily bypass it. But we are talking 1 out of 10,000, not 1 out of 100 people here. And the people who did get through, it did seem like Javelin banned them on the spot. I did not run into one cheater. My primary platform is PC. I was playing with crossplay on, but I did not run into one cheater at all. Let me know what you guys experienced down below. I want to see if any of you ran into a cheater during your experience in the Battlefield 6 beta, whether it be a early access or while it was open to everybody. Let me know if you have encountered any cheating. Because if Battlefield 6 is serious about this problem and they take advantage of it before the boots even hit the ground, Call of Duty will be left in the dust if other players can get a good FPS experience. And what I mean by that is console players who specifically play Call of Duty have always requested Activision to somewhat moderate the algorithm because when they turn crossplay off in an attempt to limit their encounters with cheaters, they get longer matchmaking times. Their lobbies get harder in skill because matchmaking is not pulling those lower skilled players from PC because that setting is now turned off. There's a bunch of moving parts that console players have to deal with when the anti-cheat does not work in their favor, and that's because the majority of cheating comes from PC. That's just the way it is, that's the way it always has been, that's the way it always will be. So when it comes to PC hacks and PC cheating, Activision has never taken action to defend their console players from it. It's 2025 and they still can't figure it out. And so not only is Battlefield 6 doing quite well when it comes to handling a cheating problem, but they're actually using this as a marketing ploy because if the banned player numbers were not that good, I don't think Battlefield 6 and EA would have released them. But the fact they did do that good, the fact they did get that many cheaters, and it did surpass Call of Duty's lifetime bans, they released that number knowing Call of Duty fans would look at that and say, hey, wait a second, EA is actually taking care of their players here, and when it comes to Call of Duty, they can't figure it out still. And I'm not making these videos to hate on Call of Duty. I'm actually making these videos so people who are thinking about getting Black Ops 7 could watch them and then change their minds. That's literally what these videos are for. It's not because I want Activision to fail. That's impossible. They're a billion-dollar corporation. I am just calling out the things that are happening and trying to inform people so that way they can make a better decision for themselves. The best decision to make for yourself would be don't buy Black Ops 7, buy Battlefield 6, play a FPS game that actually cares about their FPS player base, and then wait for GTA 6. GTA 6 is not going to release on PC right away. You will need to buy a console, whether it be a PS5, Xbox Series X. You will need to buy a console. I would not recommend buying Black Ops 7. Even when GTA 6 itself might be expensive, you might need to save up for that game itself as well. If you have an itch to play an FPS game, I'm telling you, play Battlefield 6. It's already evident they care about the player base a lot more than Call of Duty. And until Call of Duty shows otherwise, Battlefield 6 will take that lead because they're in the same genre. They're not competing with GTA 6 directly. They're competing with them indirectly in the market. But when it comes to choosing an FPS that costs money, I don't know how you can go wrong with Battlefield 6. It is night and day better than Call of Duty right now, and I'm not just saying that. I had a blast playing the beta. I still have beta footage for you guys right now. How long do you think I was playing that shit? It was only available to everybody for like 3 days each. And I still got gameplay. I got enough gameplay to go until it comes out. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. The game was actually fun. I haven't pulled all-nighters like that in a while. And if you're just hating on Battlefield 6 because you love Call of Duty, then you're no better than the people who are hating on Call of Duty just for the sake of saying Battlefield 6 is good. However, one thing that is true, beyond no doubt, is that the Javelin anti-cheat is night and day better than Ricochet. That will correlate to other components of the game. And so when we see the PlayStation pre-order chart and the fact that 2 editions of Battlefield 6 is still up there and it refreshes every 24 hours, it has been up there since the game was announced. And Black Ops 7 just cracked into the top 5, I believe. So the fact that Battlefield 6 is still there with 2 editions ever since it released, the list refreshes daily. They're kicking Call of Duty's ass so far, I would say. And Call of Duty would not be walking back the changes they made for Black Ops 7. You remember when they said that there would be carry forward? Yeah, that's not happening anymore. You think they would make a spontaneous decision like that if they weren't panicking behind closed doors? If it's not the Call of Duty fan base that's forcing them to change, it's the unforeseen event that Battlefield 6 releases and completely takes their player base away from them. That's why they're making these changes. You can like it, you cannot like it, but that's why Battlefield 6 at the end of the day is actually going to take the lead because they've already completed the game. They're not releasing a beta that's a demo. They're actually releasing a beta, taking in that feedback, and when we get that game October 10th, we're going to compare it and we're going to see how much different it is. Because just based off the anti-cheat alone, I can see that they're very serious about this, and I can see that Call of Duty is not. Just by looking at the anti-cheat problem here. Battlefield 6 knocked it out of the fucking park in 2 weekends, and Call of Duty can't figure it out in 2025. At this point, when it comes to the anti-cheat, there really is no excuse, in my opinion. But let me know what yours is in the comments down below. I'm out of time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.